Let's talk about something sacred, something your brain was designed to do with precision, elegance, and power: deep sleep. Not just sleep. I'm talking about the kind of sleep you had at 25. Restorative, electrifying, transformative, electrifying, transformative. And here's the truth. Just because you're over 60 doesn't mean that kind of sleep is gone. It means your body's asking you to listen more closely, act more intentionally, and fuel more wisely. Sleep is not passive. It's not a shutdown. It's a divine recalibration. When you sleep deeply, your brain prunes what's unnecessary, strengthens what matters, clears out waste, and wires in memory. That's not rest. That's renewal. But here's the challenge. As we age, the architecture of our sleep changes. Melatonin output drops. Cortisol rises at the wrong times. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and grow, slows down unless we deliberately protect it. And yet, the solution is beautifully simple. You don't need pills. You don't need promises. You need inputs that trigger the right neurochemical responses. Food is one of those inputs, a sacred one. There are molecules in food, natural biologically active compounds that communicate directly with your brain. They whisper to your nervous system, it's safe now. You can rest. You can heal. And tonight, I want to share 4 of them that can unlock deep sleep like you haven't felt in decades. First, wild salmon or chia seeds, rich in omega-3s. These don't just support your heart, they reduce neuroinflammation. A calm brain is a sleepy brain. Omega-3s help restore the communication lines between neurons, allowing your brain to move from beta wave stress into delta wave restoration. Into delta wave restoration. Second, pumpkin seeds or almonds. Why? Magnesium. It's nature's original nervous system relaxant. It activates GABA, the neurotransmitter of peace. With enough magnesium, your brain knows it's time to downshift. The static disappears. Clarity emerges. Third, the ancient one, kiwi. Packed with serotonin-boosting compounds and antioxidants. It doesn't just fight oxidative stress. It builds a platform for melatonin to be synthesized naturally and in the correct rhythm. It's like handing your brain a compass and saying, let's head north toward deep sleep. Can get sleep. And finally, collagen-rich bone broth or glycine supplements. Glycine cools your body's core temperature, an essential trigger for deep sleep onset. It also improves sleep latency and sleep quality without altering architecture. It's subtle but profound. But none of these foods will work unless you work with them consciously. That means creating a rhythm, an evening ritual where your last meal isn't just nutrition, it's instruction to the nervous system. It's alignment. Because sleep is not something you fall into. It's something you rise toward by lowering your resistance. This isn't about going back in time. It's about reclaiming the biology that is still within you, waiting for consistency, waiting for respect, waiting for you to treat your sleep not like a chore, but like a ceremony. Because when you sleep deeply, you don't just rest, you repair, you regenerate, you awaken with clarity, courage, and coherence. As we age, one of the most profound yet often overlooked changes in our biology is the gradual decline in sleep quality. This isn't simply about getting fewer hours of sleep. It's about a shift in the architecture of sleep itself. The most restorative stages, particularly deep sleep, also called slow wave sleep, tend to become shorter and more fragmented. What used to be long stretches of uninterrupted rest in youth often becomes light, broken sleep in later years, marked by frequent awakenings and difficulty returning to sleep. Part of this is due to a natural reduction in the body's production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating the sleep-wake cycle. Melatonin levels are closely tied to the body's exposure to light and darkness. And as we age, both the secretion and sensitivity to this hormone decline. This disrupts our circadian rhythm, the internal clock that signals when to feel alert and when to rest. As a result, older adults often find themselves falling asleep earlier, waking up too soon, or feeling less refreshed upon waking. Additionally, aging affects the balance of key neurotransmitters involved in sleep regulation, such as GABA and serotonin. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter that promotes calm and reduces neural excitability. A decline in GABA activity can make it harder to quiet the mind at night, leading to racing thoughts and difficulty initiating sleep. Serotonin, a precursor to melatonin, is also affected by aging, which further complicates the sleep process. Another important factor is the brain's reduced capacity for neuroplasticity over time. Deep sleep is critical for memory consolidation and brain detoxification, processes that rely on well-functioning synaptic connections. As the brain ages, these functions may become impaired, and the reduced quality of sleep exacerbates cognitive decline, forming a feedback loop that becomes increasingly difficult to break. Physical changes in health can also disrupt sleep in later years. Conditions such as arthritis, nocturia, and sleep apnea become more prevalent and can fragment sleep cycles further. Even medications commonly prescribed to older adults can interfere with natural sleep patterns. Ultimately, the aging process introduces a complex interplay of hormonal, neurological, and physiological changes that all contribute to poor sleep quality. Understanding these changes is the first step toward restoring better rest through conscious lifestyle choices, nutrition, and habits that align with the body's shifting needs. Deep sleep, also known as slow wave sleep, is one of the most essential and restorative stages of the sleep cycle. It is during this phase that the brain and body enter a state of profound rest, allowing for critical physiological and neurological Characterized by slow, high-amplitude delta brain waves, deep sleep typically occurs in the first third of the night and is much harder to awaken from compared to lighter stages of sleep. This stage plays a central role in maintaining physical health, supporting immune function, and facilitating memory consolidation and emotional regulation. During deep sleep, the brain's activity slows dramatically, allowing for what could be described as a system-wide maintenance period. One of the key processes that occur is the flushing of metabolic waste products from the brain through the glymphatic system. This includes the clearance of beta amyloid plaques, which are associated with the development of Alzheimer's disease. Without sufficient deep sleep, the brain's ability to detoxify itself is compromised, leading to long-term cognitive and neurological consequences. Simultaneously, deep sleep is when the body releases the majority of its growth hormone, which is essential for cellular repair, muscle development, and maintaining bone density. This is why individuals often feel physically restored after a good night's sleep, because true healing takes place during this critical window. It also reinforces the immune system, making the body more resilient to infection and inflammation. Deep sleep is essential for memory consolidation, particularly for declarative memories, facts and information learned during the day. During this stage, the hippocampus works closely with the neocortex to transfer and stabilize information, strengthening neural connections that support long-term memory. Emotional processing is also enhanced during deep sleep, helping the brain to regulate stress responses and mood. As people age, the duration and intensity of slow-wave sleep naturally diminish. This decline is partly due to changes in circadian rhythms and a decrease in the amplitude of delta waves. The reduction in deep sleep contributes to increased fatigue, poorer memory, weakened immunity, and slower physical recovery. Maintaining habits that support deep sleep, such as limiting artificial light exposure at night, maintaining regular sleep-wake times, and consuming sleep, promoting nutrients, can counteract some of this decline. Because while deep sleep may decrease with age, it remains as vital as ever for preserving cognitive sharpness, emotional stability, and overall vitality. Certain nutrients play a fundamental role in supporting the delicate balance of neurotransmitters that govern our sleep and overall brain function. Neurotransmitters are chemical messengers that transmit signals between neurons, regulating everything from mood and cognition to relaxation and sleep. For the brain to function optimally, it requires a precise balance of excitatory and inhibitory neurotransmitters, such as glutamate and GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid. When this balance is disrupted, it can lead to sleep disturbances, anxiety, or cognitive decline. Nutrients provide the raw materials and cofactors essential for the synthesis, release, and breakdown of these neurotransmitters, directly influencing our ability to fall asleep, stay asleep, and achieve restorative rest. One critical example is magnesium, a mineral that acts as a natural modulator of the nervous system. Magnesium supports GABA receptors, which are responsible for calming neural activity and promoting relaxation. Without adequate magnesium, the brain struggles to quiet down at night, leading to difficulties in initiating deep sleep. Magnesium also participates in over 300 enzymatic reactions, many of which influence the production of neurotransmitters like serotonin, often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter and a precursor to melatonin, the sleep hormone. Amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, are equally vital. Tryptophan, an essential amino acid found in various foods, is directly involved in the synthesis of serotonin and subsequently melatonin. When tryptophan intake is insufficient, melatonin production can falter, disrupting the body's natural circadian rhythm and impairing sleep quality. Similarly, glycine, another amino acid, acts as an inhibitory neurotransmitter itself and has been shown to improve sleep quality by lowering core body temperature and calming the nervous system. Vitamins also contribute significantly to neurotransmitter balance. B vitamins, especially B6, B9, folate, and B12, are cofactors in the metabolic pathways that produce neurotransmitters. They assist in converting tryptophan to serotonin and dopamine, supporting both mood regulation and sleep initiation. Deficiencies in these vitamins can lead to imbalances that manifest as insomnia, anxiety, or depression. Finally, omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil or plant sources influence the fluidity of neuronal membranes, which affects neurotransmitter receptor function and signal transmission. These healthy fats also possess anti-inflammatory properties, reducing neuroinflammation that can disrupt neurotransmitter balance. Together, these nutrients create an environment within the brain that fosters calm balance and the ability to enter deep restorative sleep. Prioritizing foods rich in these compounds can be transformative for anyone seeking to enhance their sleep quality and overall brain health. Tryptophan-rich foods hold a unique place in supporting the body's natural ability to regulate sleep and mood. Tryptophan is an essential amino acid, meaning the body cannot produce it on its own and must obtain it through diet. Its importance lies in its role as a precursor to serotonin, a neurotransmitter crucial for feelings of well-being and calm, and melatonin, the hormone that controls the sleep-wake cycle. Consuming foods high in tryptophan can therefore have a direct impact on improving sleep quality, especially as we age and our natural production of these compounds decompounds. When tryptophan enters the brain, it undergoes a biochemical transformation, first into serotonin, and then, under the influence of darkness and circadian cues, into melatonin. This process helps align the body's internal clock with the external environment, signaling when it's time to wind down and prepare for restorative sleep. Because melatonin production typically diminishes with age, increasing dietary tryptophan can help counterbalance this decline, promoting deeper and more consistent sleep phases. Foods naturally rich in tryptophan include turkey, chicken, eggs, dairy products such as milk and yogurt, nuts, seeds, and legumes. These foods don't just provide tryptophan, they also offer complementary nutrients that aid in the effective conversion of tryptophan to serotonin and melatonin. For example, vitamins B6 and B12 act as cofactors in this metabolic pathway, ensuring that the amino acid is properly utilized by the brain. It's also important to consider how tryptophan competes with other amino acids to cross the blood-brain barrier. Consuming tryptophan alongside carbohydrates can increase its availability to the brain because insulin released in response to carbohydrates helps clear competing amino acids from the bloodstream. This is why a balanced evening meal containing both tryptophan-rich proteins and some healthy carbohydrates can be especially effective in promoting sleep. In addition to its sleep-promoting properties, tryptophan supports mood regulation by boosting serotonin levels. Low serotonin is associated with anxiety and depression, conditions that often interfere with sleep. By enhancing serotonin synthesis, tryptophan helps create a calm mental state that facilitates the transition into restful sleep. Integrating tryptophan-rich foods into one's diet is a powerful and natural strategy to support the neurochemical processes underlying healthy sleep. It is a reminder that food is not just fuel, it is information that speaks directly to the brain, guiding it toward balance, restoration, and vitality. Magnesium and glycine are two powerful nutrients that work synergistically to promote deep, restorative sleep by calming the nervous system and supporting brain function. Magnesium is a vital mineral involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions within the body, many of which influence the central nervous system and sleep regulation. One of magnesium's key roles is its ability to activate the neurotransmitter GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, which serves as the brain's primary inhibitory messenger. When GABA receptors are stimulated, neural activity slows down, producing a calming effect that helps ease the transition from wakefulness to sleep. Without sufficient magnesium, the nervous system can become hyperexcitable, leading to difficulties in falling asleep, frequent awakenings, or restless nights. Beyond its impact on GABA, magnesium also contributes to the regulation of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal HPA axis, which controls stress hormone release. Elevated stress hormones, such as cortisol, can interfere with sleep onset and reduce the amount of deep sleep. By modulating this stress response, magnesium helps maintain a state of relaxation necessary for entering slow-wave sleep. Additionally, magnesium supports muscle relaxation and cardiovascular health, both of which influence overall sleep quality. Glycine, an amino acid that acts as an inhibitory neurotransmitter itself, complements magnesium's calming effects in several important ways. It helps lower the body's core temperature, a natural physiological trigger for the onset of deep sleep. This cooling effect signals to the brain that it is time to rest and recover. Glycine also improves sleep latency, the time it takes to fall asleep, and enhances subjective sleep quality, meaning people feel more refreshed and alert upon waking. Unlike some sleep aids that alter brainwave patterns or cause grogginess, glycine promotes natural sleep architecture without disrupting the balance of different sleep stages. Moreover, glycine supports cognitive function by improving memory and reducing daytime fatigue, outcomes closely linked to getting adequate deep sleep. It also plays a role in synthesizing important molecules such as glutathione, a potent antioxidant that protects the brain from oxidative stress and supports healthy aging. Together, magnesium and glycine form a powerful duo that encourages a tranquil nervous system and optimal conditions for restorative sleep. Incorporating foods rich in magnesium, like leafy greens, nuts, and seeds, alongside glycine sources such as bone broth or supplements, can create a natural and effective strategy to enhance sleep quality. Their combined effects promote not just longer sleep, but deeper, more rejuvenating rest that supports brain health and overall vitality. Omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants play a crucial role in maintaining brain health and promoting quality sleep, particularly as we age. Omega-3 fatty acids, primarily found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, as well as in flax seeds and walnuts, are essential fats that the body cannot synthesize on its own. These fats are integral components of neuronal cell membranes, providing fluidity and flexibility that facilitate efficient communication between brain cells. This cellular communication is vital for regulating neurotransmitter systems involved in sleep, mood, and cognitive function. One of the key ways omega-3s influence sleep is through their anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic low-grade inflammation in the brain can disrupt the delicate balance of sleep-regulating chemicals, leading to poorer sleep quality and shorter duration of deep sleep. By reducing neuroinflammation, omega-3s help maintain the integrity of brain circuits responsible for initiating and sustaining deep restorative sleep stages. Studies have shown that higher omega-3 levels are associated with increased amounts of slow-wave sleep and improved overall sleep efficiency, which is the percentage of time spent asleep while in bed. Antioxidants complement the benefits of omega-3s by neutralizing free radicals, unstable molecules that cause oxidative stress and damage to cells, including neurons. Oxidative stress is a natural byproduct of metabolism, but it increases with age and contributes to neurodegenerative processes. Antioxidants such as vitamin C and E, polyphenols found in colorful fruits and vegetables, and compounds like resveratrol help protect brain cells from oxidative damage. This protection preserves the function of the neural networks involved in sleep regulation and cognitive processes. Moreover, antioxidants work synergistically with omega-3s to support mitochondrial health. Mitochondria are the energy powerhouses of cells and their optimal function is essential for maintaining brain energy metabolism during sleep and wakefulness. When mitochondria function well, the brain can better manage energy demands, support neurotransmitter synthesis, and maintain the circadian rhythms that govern sleep cycles. Incorporating omega-3 rich foods and a wide variety of antioxidant-rich fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds into the diet can provide the brain with the essential nutrients needed to reduce inflammation, combat oxidative stress, and promote healthy sleep architecture. Healthy sleep architecture. This nutritional approach supports the brain's natural ability to enter deep sleep and enhances cognitive resilience, allowing individuals to maintain sharper mental clarity and emotional balance as they age. Quote, consuming sleep-optimizing foods in the evening is a powerful way to support the natural rhythms of the body and prepare the brain for deep, restorative sleep. The timing of when we eat can influence how well the body metabolizes nutrients and how effectively these nutrients promote relaxation and sleep onset. Eating the right foods in the hours leading up to bedtime can enhance the production of sleep-related neurotransmitters, regulate core body temperature, and help synchronize the body's internal clock with the external environment. One important factor in evening nutrition is the impact on neurotransmitter synthesis, particularly serotonin and melatonin. Foods rich in tryptophan, magnesium, and B vitamins provide the necessary building blocks for the body to produce these critical compounds. When consumed too late or in excessive amounts, heavy meals or foods high in sugar and fat can interfere with digestion, cause discomfort, and disrupt the natural rise in melatonin. Conversely, light, nutrient-dense foods consumed a couple of hours before sleep give the body a steady supply of amino acids and minerals without overburdening the digestive system. Carbohydrates also play a role in sleep optimization by facilitating the transport of tryptophan across the blood-brain barrier. Insulin released in response to carbohydrates helps clear competing amino acids from the bloodstream, allowing more tryptophan to reach the brain where it is converted into serotonin and melatonin, N-melatonin. This is why a balanced evening meal that includes some complex carbohydrates alongside protein sources rich in tryptophan and magnesium can be particularly effective for promoting sleep. In addition to nutrient composition, timing of food intake matters. Eating at consistent times helps regulate circadian rhythms, which govern not only sleep, but also hormone release, body temperature, and metabolic processes. Needing erratic meal timing or late night eating can shift the circadian clock, leading to fragmented sleep and difficulty falling asleep. Aligning food intake with the natural decrease in body temperature and melatonin production reinforces the brain's signals that it is time to rest. Hydration is another consideration in evening nutrition. While staying hydrated is important, consuming excessive fluids too close to bedtime can increase nighttime awakenings due to the need to urinate. Moderating fluid intake and focusing on nutrient-rich foods that promote relaxation without causing digestive or bladder discomfort is key. Ultimately, consuming sleep-optimizing foods in the evening is a deliberate practice that integrates nutritional wisdom with circadian biology. By choosing the right foods at the right time, the body receives clear biochemical signals to transition smoothly into deep restorative sleep, setting the stage for cognitive restoration, emotional balance, and physical healing throughout the night. So embracing the power of sleep optimizing nutrition is not merely about what you eat, it's a profound act of respect toward your body's innate wisdom and its timeless rhythms. By consciously choosing foods that support neurotransmitter balance, align with your circadian biology, and fuel deep restorative sleep, you reclaim control over your brain's health and resilience. This is your invitation to transform aging from a decline into a renewal, to awaken each day not just rested, but truly revitalized. Sleep like you're 25 again, not by chasing youth, but by honoring the sacred biology that continues to thrive within you when nurtured with intention and care. Your brain, your life, and your future depend on it.